because I will forget, Jorge.
Yes.
I'll be.
It's a beautiful day for a meeting. Outstanding out there. Very nice.
Yeah.
To be indoors, okay?
Yeah. I'm really mindful of people's time, so want to try to keep these meetings to an hour. You know, we can go on and on about the great things that we're doing out here, but you know, we got back-to-back meetings. We have other competing priorities, so I think an hour will get us squared away.
Right.
Okay, we got about 2 more minutes. You had to forgive me. I'm Air Force, so I'm all about on-time takeoff. So
don't worry, you're aiming high.
Right, there you go.
We're backing you up, U.S. Army.
Okay. Fantastic. And we're going to give people an opportunity to introduce themselves. And we'll see where everybody is coming from. Yes.
All right, Cynthia. All right now.
Because we are.
You know, I couldn't let that slide.
No,
All right,
no,
Cynthia.
you could.
Oh, great. That's a great support.
It's all good. One more minute. And you see me on here twice because when I run into technical difficulties, I have a backup. All right, the time is now 1 p.m. on July the 12th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Really appreciate you all carving out time in your schedule for the Harford County Veterans Collaborative meeting. As you know, in partnership with Serving Together, the Harford County Veterans Commission, the Harford County Department of Community Services, the Veterans Collaborative is an informal quarterly meeting between service providers, community organizations, and members of the military community. So at this time, I want to go around the Zoom room and give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves in about 30 seconds, you know, who you are, your title, your organization, and the question of the day is, what is your organization's main focus when assisting veterans and their families? Again, name, title, organization, and what is your organization's main focus when assisting veterans and their families? So we're going to start with Simon and then Karen.
I'm Simon Ballard, and I work for Harford County Department of Community Services, and I am the Veterans Resource Coordinator. So I kind of say I do all things veterans. So if they need help with employment, housing, food, connections with the VA, I'm here to help them. And for the record, I am Air Force 2. I spent 23 years working around airplanes, so I understand on-time takeoffs.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I like you already. First time meeting you. You my man. Appreciate you, Simon. Next, Karen, and then Melissa. Unmute Karen.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Karen Reed. I am the Youth and Project Coordinator for the Susquehanna Workforce Center. I work out of both locations, primarily the Haverty Grace location at Swan Creek, as well as the Elkton location. Our main goal is to help veterans, the public in general, but we do focus and have priority services for our veterans. We help with employment, training, transitioning military. We work with all different types of vendors, Harford Community College. We have special grants, nonprofit, private organization where we're funded both through state and federal funds. So those grants are offered to help people with training, scaling up, and ultimately landing a great career with employment that they're happy with.
Fantastic. Thanks, Karen. Next, Melissa and Jorge.
Hi, my name is Melissa Huber. I am a social worker and community engagement partnership coordinator at the Harford VA Medical Center. And our main goal is to reduce veteran suicide and the rights of veteran suicide prevention.
Thank you. Thank you. Jorge and then Scott.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jorge Cruz, United States Army retired, from the Finance Corps. I'm a local veteran employment representative with the Maryland Department of Labor. My main focus is to assist the veteran, their spouses, caregiver in the process of obtaining employment, training, or referral to other organizations. The bottom line, as a local veteran employment representative, I received my qualified resume from my staff, Mr. Scott. He's going to be talking later. And then I referred that resume to, based on my connection, relationship, collaboration with the federal contractor employer, federal government, university, college, union, and so on, to ensure that they, they get that opportunity to move forward. That's what I do, and I will be, talking a little bit more about that. I'm located at the Bel Air office. It's very familiar with the Bel Air, the courthouse. Currently, actually, teleworking from home due to some activity in the building. So I put my email on the list. So make sure you network with me. So I'll be glad to network with you as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jorge. And good idea. Make sure that if you're comfortable putting your contact information in the chat, that would be great. Next, we will have Scott and then Savannah.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you can hear me okay. I'm at APG, so sometimes the internet's a little spotty and my headphones aren't working, but I don't have a tough looking picture like Dr. X, so let me take my glasses off and make me look a little stronger, a little tougher, a little younger. So here we go. Tank mechanic initially, helicopter mechanic with U.S. Army. So got injured right during Desert Storm time period, so I'm familiar with veterans claims, veterans benefits, been through the system myself. And now as a DVOP, what we do is I work for the state of Maryland, and we're up in the Elkton area. Karen Reed, work with her in Haverty Grace. And then we also work with Greg Ingram, which is in Harford County. But since I'm here once a week at APG as well, we help with transitioning veterans that's going on. Mr. Cruz also helps with the TAP and the Soldier for Life program up here. And then what I basically do is I help veterans when they're coming off the street, when they're registering for unemployment, when they hear about us, I get them job ready, get them prepared for the leads and the information that Cruz goes out in the community and gets the resources for us. I help the veteran overcome their barriers to employment. I help them get together the resume. Karen also helps with that process of getting in resume classes and getting them up to speed. Then when they get up to speed and, just transition them, I'm just that intervention or the advocate for them and the process of transitioning them from not knowing, not sure what to do to get them into job ready, to get them back into the workforce. Because I found out a lot of times, Dr. X, I think you're in the same boat as this when you're talking to veterans. A lot of times veterans are all about the team, all about network, all about building others up. So trying to transition that veteran into talking about themselves, to edify themselves, get them employment is not always the easiest thing. And then also helping veterans understand just because the military gave you one role, that may not be what your passion and your heart is. So make sure that you're doing what you want to do. And later in life, I think a lot of times the older veterans come through and they said, I've been doing this all my life, but this is how I want to finish. This is how I want to help people. So and a lot of times they don't know the steps to do that. So we help them find different networks, different social groups as well, and get them job ready. So that's my job and my intentions.
Fantastic. I can feel the passion coming through the headphones. I love it, Scott. Appreciate it. Savannah and then Daria.
Good afternoon, everyone. Silvana Bowker. I'm a project manager at the Department of Community Services. And our goal is really to look and help veterans and connect them to resources and then connect them to Simon. I also work with Simon on this veteran collaborative and looking to bring in new speakers, quarterly based on what we see as a need and based on what the collaborative sees as a need. So I'm excited to see some new faces and a lot of returning faces today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you all pulling this together. It's awesome. Daria and then Barbara.
Hi, everyone. I'm Daria Perry. I'm the COO of the Harford County Public Library. And you might be wondering, library, what? So we have a statewide collaborative of library folks that work on programming for veterans and military connected family. And we meet on a quarterly basis and talk it out and figure out what we're going to do. And I am so pleased to see Yolanda Rayford on the call. Hi, Yolanda. I haven't seen her face before. We've only talked on the phone. There you are. So we're going to be doing a pilot program starting in September with the Blue Star families to do book discussion groups with military connected families and civilians too. So more on that as it develops.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Next, we will have Barbara and then Brooke.
Hi, I'm Barbara Travers. I work with Harford Community College. I am the coordinator at APG and for Veterans Services there. So my goal is to help our veterans and their families complete their educational goals in whatever way they can use their benefits, scholarships, financial aid. So I'm here to serve them, and I'm very thankful for their service. I'm also double dipping today. I am training with the VA at their conference virtually. So at about 1:20, I'm going to have to log off, but I wanted to at least be here for the beginning.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I understand having to double hat some meetings, so I get it. Next, we will have Brooke and then Yolanda. Is Brooke still available? Brooke Kearns, if you want to unmute. She may be doing something else right now.
She doesn't have a mic.
Yeah, she doesn't have a mic.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go with Yolanda and then Cynthia.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Yolanda Rayford. I am the chapter director for Blue Star Families of Baltimore and Chesapeake region. Our outreach is for every county in the state of Maryland, with the exception of Prince George's and Montgomery counties. Those are covered by my colleague, Julie Riggs, who manages the National Capital Region. So what we do for veterans is the same thing that we do for active duty, Guard, Reserve. We provide a connection and support and a commitment to belonging to those veterans and military connected personnel. As Daria said, we have the Start Book program that's going to begin at 3 separate locations, I'm excited to say, and that is a direct result of the connection that Daria mentioned with the Maryland State Libraries. We provide information and referral constant, and I'm glad that Mallory is here. So we're providing resources in the form of programs and events, but we're also providing resources to say, okay, this is where you can get information on veteran suicide, and on it goes. And so we are a one-stop shop in as much as we refer whenever possible. So always nice to see everyone. Thank you, Dr. X.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yolanda, now Cynthia and Vivian.
Hi, everyone. Cynthia Cavallari. I'm the Executive Director for the Federal Executive Board of Greater Baltimore, covering Baltimore City and then the 8 surrounding counties. FEBs were originally set up in the 60s, so I'm going to keep it straight to the workforce development support piece for you, X, because you said under 30 seconds, and you know I can talk.
Yeah,
about
you can.
what we do up here. So mostly we assist agencies to identify local priorities and work together to address common issues. So it's not just the collaboration amongst the federal agencies, but also our state and local government partners and our non-government partners. As it relates to workforce development support, most of it is conducting outreach to inspire and educate the key pools of talent that are needed by the federal government agencies, recognizing that maybe the federal government's not the best fit or the first choice for all veterans or male-connected folks, but we'd rather provide them with the information and then have them make that decision later that it's not the best for them. But we want to be the employer of choice. We also develop the current federal workforce by providing a variety of quality, no-cost training opportunities amongst the different agencies and learning experiences for local employees, including developmental opportunities, rotational assignments, presence management, council interagency rotation programs, anything that any of the government agencies offer, including internships for students, so dependents or male spouses, or connecting with any of those folks. But that's it. Cut me off, X.
No, all good stuff. Thanks, Cynthia. Next, Vivian, and then Nicole. Vivian, I saw you come off mute, but we don't hear you yet. Okay, we'll swing back around to Vivian. Let's go Nicole and then Sherry.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Nicole DeRamus, Assistant Vice President of Veterans Programs at University of Maryland Global Campus. We oversee the Veterans Certification Office as well as the Veterans Initiatives and Outreach Office. So our primary objective is to assist our veteran connected students. So that's the veteran, the family member, whether spouse or dependent that may be using VA benefits, to assist them in their educational goals and pursuit. But we also support the total veteran student, meaning we understand that there are a number of different things that can come to bear that can impact them being able to persist in their education, whether that is financial, legal, medical, housing needs, that sort of thing. So, we try to make sure that we're tapped into the state of Maryland and the resources that are available and can be provided to our students should a need arise. And there have been several instances where those needs have come to bear related to housing and mental health counseling and that sort of thing.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Nicole. Let's go with Sherry and then Mallory.
Hi, my name is Sherry Boyd. I am the shallow subsidy housing specialist at Shepherd Pratt. Our community services division offers supportive services for veteran families. That's rapid rehousing and rental assistance, short-term rental assistance. And then our shallow subsidy is the extension of that for a longer term rental assistance. And we also have HVRP, which is our employment services division.
Thanks, Sherry. Let's go with Mallory and then Bob.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mallory Lass. I am the outreach manager for the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic at Easter Seals. We have a long name, and I believe it's because we do a lot. We offer mental health counseling for anybody who is or has ever served. So that's active duty, guard, reserve, or veterans, regardless of era, time in service, or discharge, and family as defined by them. Our mental health services include individuals, child, adolescent, couples, and family counseling. We serve West Virginia, Maryland, DC, Virginia, and DC. Did I mention DC? Like I said, we do a lot. I'm going to put my information in the chat box. We also offer wellness groups, therapeutic groups, and other fun opportunities. And we love our community partners. We can't do it without you. And we love partnering any way that we can. So if we can work with you, or if you'd like more information, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm a veteran myself, so this is my passion. Thanks so much, Dr. X.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Man, I've got some heavy hitters on the call. Let's go with Bob and then Michelle.
Good afternoon, Bob Brown. I'm the chair of the Harford County Commission on Veterans Affairs. What we do is we serve the 19,400 and so odd veterans within Harford County. We connect them to resources, connect them to education. We get questions, referrals all the time through either the county executive, the county council, or through our Facebook page or through our web page. We also put on a resource fair. We're going to put on a partner to a Veterans Benefits Clinic that's coming up in September, participate in different events throughout the year. And not direct service provider, but we connect the veterans with the services that they need within Harford County. And I am an Army veteran. So back to you, Dr. X.
Okay, I see you. Okay, I appreciate that, Bob. Michelle and then Vivian. Michelle Peterson.
I figured you were calling me. I came in a little late. Yeah, so I'm Michelle Peterson. I'm one of the community health workers with the Harford County Health Department's Minority Health Program. And what I do is I connect individuals to resources within the county.
Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate that. Vivian and then Jennifer.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Hi, I'm Vivian Jackson. I am with the Army Substance Abuse Program here on Aberdeen Proving Grounds. I am the Suicide Prevention Program Manager, the Risk Reduction Program Coordinator, and the Prevention Coordinator. So what we do is we provide training and resources to our veterans, our active duty, our family members. We try and give our overall, the requirement as far as train teach, suicide intervention, prevention and postvention. So pretty much, that's the scope of the ASAP program here. But, reaching out, enjoying the fact that, I'm back with you all again. I've did here and there a little bit with all the training that we've had to try and support. But looking back out, hoping to reach out to you all again and so we can collab once more.
Fantastic. Thanks, Vivian.
No problem.
And Jennifer.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Button. I serve as the Executive Administrator at Harford County Public Library. I am also on a member of the Harford County Commission on Veterans Affairs and also represents as a board member for Chesapeake Therapeutic Writing, which is a local nonprofit that provides services in part to veterans through Perry Point.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Did I miss anyone? Did anyone come on after we got started? Doesn't look like it. I think I got everyone this time. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the comrade of the hour. He will give a self-introduction. Jorge Cruz, over to you, sir. You want to unmute?
There you go. You hear me now?
Lima Charlie.
I was muted here. Thank you again for having me on board. This is a wonderful group here, great support, a lot of resources here, to support the veteran program. As I mentioned before, my name is Jorge Cruz. I speak perfectly, I said again, perfectly broken English. Just kidding, just part of the introduction. Well, I've been with the state of Maryland, helping veteran, assisting veteran for over 18 years. It's a great honor. It's a great satisfaction to, provide that service to the veteran, their spouses, caregiver, and other, members of the family. As I mentioned in the past, I work at the Bel Air office, but because they're doing some work at that office, I currently teleworking from home. As a local veteran employment representative, my mission is to go out and visit employer in the community of, Harford County, Cecil County, even the state, whatever there's an employer, and I connect, and I can refer a resume to that particular employer. So it's a great satisfaction when you get those smile on their faces when they obtain employment. It's an easy way for me, again, building that relationship with employers. And when you, send a resume to an employer, and instead of waiting at the end of the line, they move forward. So that's important to me to ensure that they get that opportunity. If they also they provide feedback to me, hey, that resume needs an adjustment, i.e., for example, this individual needs a certification, A+, C+, for example. So I work that along with my diva, Mr. Scott Stevens, to ensure that we get that training to that individual. So we got the funding for training, and that's what we do. Mentioning the diva, Mr. Scott Stevens, he's the front line. I'm the walk on the rear. He's the front line who deals with all the cases. Once an individual is job ready, then I get that resume and I make it happen. I connect with other employers. One of the ways that I search and look for employers in today's world, based on the COVID-19 and all that, is through LinkedIn. That's a wonderful site that I visit. I build relationship. I connect with employers. I belong to different group, divas and leavers. So it's wonderful to connect through that link. That's the the number one tool that I use, and it's working again for me. In addition, I conduct job fair. I plan and execute job fair. As a matter of fact, this Thursday I have a veteran stand down at the Perryville VA Medical Center. That's this Thursday from 10 to 2. It's open to everybody, veteran, the spouses, caregiver, friend of veteran. So they're welcome to come. They don't have to register. Even though we encourage to register, but if they don't register, that's okay. They can show up. We got a lot of resources. In addition, we got a couple of employers that will be attending. If you come and you are in the IT field, and I don't have any IT employer representative, I will collect that resume from you. I will critique your resume, and I will move that resume forward. It's a great passion doing what I do. I was in the shoes that we call a DIVA, Disabled Veteran Outreach Program, especially working at the Baltimore County, East Point. I spent a lot of years there, and then I moved to Harford County. I love it. I live in Cecil County. I love this area. So again, being with 18 years with the state of Maryland, so it's been, I get a lot of experience, I get through a lot of challenges, but I got the support along the line from different resources, like disabled, the medical center, the Maryland Center for Veterans. I got from the all these individuals who work on claim, veteran claim. I got the support from them and all the resources. So it's a wonderful program. Please add my information to include Mr. Scott Stevens to your resources, because I'm looking forward to help you, and also I'm looking forward to invite you to upcoming event. We got another planned event coming for September. That's going to be at a church, but that's going to be in the Baltimore County area. So, but I will send you a flyer about that. That's all I have to say right now. So we do this. We want every veteran that we touch. We encourage them to register in our Maryland Workforce Exchange, which is a great tool. Using the Maryland Workforce Exchange system, you are able to, build a resume. You are able to obtain employment information. All my contact employment information, I record that information into our site. So we could refer your resume to that employers as well. If you are, whatever you are, if you are in, let's say Florida, and you are moving to Maryland, and I enter an accounting position, it's going to be seen all over the United States. So be aware of that. So it's a golden opportunity. Great. You could build a great resume, and the staff will critique your resume as well. So I encourage you to follow the Maryland Workforce Exchange system. And our program, again, at the end of the day, is I call it Veteran Helping Veteran. So, and I got a wonderful staff, a wonderful team, and a wonderful leader, Mr. Leroy Thomas. He's our veteran program manager out of downtown Utah. So, again, thank you for your support, and looking forward for keeping on using your resources as well. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Jorge. And hopefully I'm looking up into the chat. If you haven't already, if you could put your contact information in the chat, that would be great. I'm sure people are going to make a beeline to you to get those services. Cynthia has a question. Cynthia.
All right, Jorge, since you're Mr. LinkedIn, can you drop your LinkedIn link as well so we can start shooting that out to folks too?
Yeah, you can find it on Jorge Cruz with the Maryland Department of Labor, Jorge Cruz. You just type in my name, Jorge Cruz, Maryland, and you will see me there. You will find me.
Fantastic. All right. So without further ado, let's move on to the Susquehanna Workforce Network. Over to you.
Hey, thanks all. Thank you so much for having me. Piggyback on what Jorge just said, that working with all these resources is phenomenal. It's really great. It's nice to know who's out there, who we can work with. Again, my name is Karen Reed, Youth and Project Coordinator for the Susquehanna Workforce Center. I've been here for 5 years. Love what I do, love the actual part of being able to help anybody, because we are open to the public. We help with our veterans, we help with the general public. And the best part about this is that all our services are free, being funded through both state and federal funds, some local funds, federal grants. We're able to provide all of our services to the public, again, at no charge. So when someone comes in to our resource room, which is open to the public Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, we are able to have them, help them, assist them with job searching, resume assistance. I am a certified writer for both the 10 steps to the federal resume, which we help people if they're looking to get a federal job, transitioning out of the military to a federal job. We are able to do that. And the seminars are phenomenal. They are really helpful. If you don't have a resume, we are able to provide the resume writing seminar, the interview seminar. If you're getting ready to prep for an interview, we're there to help you with that. We mentioned LinkedIn a couple times, how important that is for everybody to connect through LinkedIn. We offer a seminar for just that. So again, veterans are participating in this. I go and speak once a month to the transitioning veterans coming, getting ready to transfer out, and we provide all of our services to them, right then and there. We let them know what we have available. I mentioned that I am a youth and project coordinator, so we help with the youth. We have a youth program. A lot of our veterans have families. A lot of our veterans have youth that need that. So we are offering services to the youth ages 18 to 24 through our youth program, but we also offer the summer work experience, which just kicked off yesterday, July 11th, which was pretty successful. We had over 77 youth that participated in this work experience, which is really, we are super happy about that. That is going to actually take place 2 start dates, July 11th and July 25th, for people, the youth who have never worked in any kind of work experience. So we do have that experience through in letting our veterans know if anybody has youth that are interested in that, that is something that we can accommodate and provide. Back to the grants, I mentioned that we like to be able to offer these special grants to everybody. Special grants being IT, Network Plus, A+. That is very big right now. Our vendors are Harford Community College, Cecil College. We do a lot of online training as well through MedCerts. They also offer some IT certifications. We offer anything in the medical field, CNA, phlebotomy training. If a lot of times too, with the transitioning veterans, they are in a period where they're not able to work right away. They have to give some time before they do that. So this is a great time to skill up. I just worked with a great guy who is transitioning out, and he just finished the production technician training and the manufacturing training, and he got his certification, and he's already going to be ready to start very soon his new career. So he's really happy about that. And then along that way, we are working with his resume. So they will meet with an employment specialist. That person walks with them through the entire part of training, determining eligibility, developing an individual employment plan, offering different types of things that they might need to use their marketing tool to really, showcase their skill sets and work with them, develop that, offering them the seminars all along. It's great opportunities here, and that's what we're here. We want to make sure that we're getting the word out to all our partners, our organizations surrounding us, so that they can pass the word on to let them know that, what we are about and how we're able to help so many people. Any questions?
Any questions for Karen or Jorge?
we just recently signed a new contract with Lasos. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Lasos. They're out of Harford County. One of our vendors is Youth Empowerment Services in Cecil, but we just recently signed our contract with Lasos, which is great because they're going to be able to help with foreign languages, people who are coming into the country, not able to speak English, but need employment. So we are working with them, and I'm super anxious to be being able to be a part of all of that. I see hands up, Simon and Scott.
So my question is, I also deal with people who are incarcerated, and there are veterans, and some identify, some don't, but they come out with needing the same things like jobs and housing.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes many of the VA services may not help them depending on their discharge status. And so I'm just looking to see if there is help there from either one of you, right? Can you help somebody who doesn't have a good discharge or somebody who may have a felony in their background?
Yeah, I can speak on experience from that. I work with, when I was an employment specialist, and I still work with people in my caseload that I'm still, helping out. I have people who have, we call justice involved backgrounds, who have federal offenses, who have those barriers to employment. So what we do is we sit down with them, we kind of describe and look at their skill sets, and that can be a barrier. We were actually just talking on a meeting today about certain types of expungements that we can work and try to get that. We offer federal bonding here. So if it's something that you're interested in and you need that to get employment, we do that as well. CDLs, we look at the career itself to see which ones might be the most forgiving, and CDLs is a very forgiving career to get into. If it's something that they are interested in, we do train for that. We have a large number of our customers that go into CDLs, and we have two vendors that we work with mainly, but primarily Cecil College, and we send a lot of our people through there, and it's been a great experience coming out. Yes, they have the background, but they're able to get employment, start. Some of our customers are somewhere between 80 to 100,000. So it's offering them great opportunities. I spoke with somebody just today who said they never thought they could have this kind of life, and they're super happy. So, we've helped them with that. And yes, it's something that we deal with quite often.
Scott?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, Simon, we have a resource that helped us out at one of our job fairs at Perry Point that does a pro bono expungement for veterans. His name is Joe Beth Bowers out of Cecil County in Elkton, and he's made a special attention to do pro bono work for expungement issues for veterans, especially if it's old documents, old paperwork and other things. And he's got a lot of resources that he ties into people, and he likes working hand in hand with veterans. So reach out to me or Cruz. We have that contact. And then also we're all certified as, or at least I am certified as offender veteran certification, where we help people, veterans that are coming out, get their expungement and other things. We have contacts in Baltimore that help for upgrade discharges. So I can reach out to you, Simon, about that. And then also, just to piggyback off of Karen, and I'll send this to you, Dr. X, as well. Not only that job fair we have coming up at Perry Point this Thursday, but we also have a job fair virtually, SWIN does, which is Susquehanna Workforce Network, on July 19th. That's July 19th from 10 to noon. August 16th, they have another one from noon to 2. And like I said, I'll send this out to everyone. And then we also have a big job resource fair, one of the biggest of the year, at Ripken Stadium on September 29th. So we all have that in a flyer. So I'll send that to you, Dr. X, and you can get that out to everyone else. And that's what I'm hoping to do with these groups and other things, is a network and resource. And because I recently had a veteran that not only needed rental assistance, but had some kind of legal issues that they were trying to evict him out of his place. So he needed some assistance too. And some of the networks I had, I couldn't reach out to certain people. So networking and doing this kind of groups, and we can do that warm, friendly handoff is always good. And somebody amongst all of us, I'm sure everybody knows something about a little bit about something else. Dr. X, so I appreciate you for putting all this together. And being a veteran, most of us are veterans, working with veterans is, even though I was a tank mechanic, you know, that wasn't just my position. You know, I picked up cigarette butts, I washed dishes, I did KP, I did also clean laundry, I did a bunch of other things. So we're well-versed in multiverse and doing a lot of things, and that's part of who we are. And I think that's what Cruz goes out there and does. Lets companies know that reason hiring a veteran is not just because they can do that job, but they can do several other jobs as well as. And so sometimes talking to another veteran is what we're geared to do, so we can benefit them and utilize their powers and their gifts that they have and be beneficial to employers as well. And so we have a pretty good success rate of getting people hired and veterans hired, getting people to the right places. And sometimes veterans just want to make a part-time job. So Cruz goes out there and finds part-time jobs for veterans, or the libraries have done a great job at putting our flyers up when we have job fairs, or putting our information out when they need to contact a veterans representative. So we really appreciate those networks as well.
Man, awesome information. Great information. Thank you for sharing that. Cynthia.
Yes, with all of the advancements in that transition assistance program and kind of leveraging even DoD Skill Bridge and some things, have y'all noticed any trends? And I know it's tough to say now because, you know, the pandemic kind of threw everything off, but have you noticed any trends, maybe 6 months, 12 months, or maybe longer than that, in terms of our veterans looking for, or active duty service members that are transitioning, immediate placement? Our veterans that are currently out there and searching in a job, but maybe underemployed or looking for a career, looking to transition? Any insights on any trends either way? Mill spouses as well, if you have that info.
Can I go? Just for what I have experienced recently, that while in the military, they've been trained a lot. So some of the ones that I have worked with, some of the veterans that I'm seeing, kind of know what they want to do if they've had some training in, say, manufacturing or something like that, production. That is something that if we can get them into some kind of certification, the ones that I have worked with, they said that they're getting job offers left and right. So that's a good thing, because once they get that certification, they've had some training, they get the certification, we're here to help them and connect them, and they have been offered jobs pretty quickly.
Awesome.
I just want to say, let me interrupt real quick. My job fair have been slowing down a little bit, but they still, you know, get hired. You know, you're in the high tech IT field and manufacturing, production, all that, you still get hired. This is my personal opinion, based on the payment for unemployment payment was, you know, sky high. So I believe, and I want to put it in parentheses, I believe they were on a long vacation, you know, getting all that money or that, so that they were not at that time. The time for me, again, it was like a frozen time. They were not looking for work. My opinion, of course, the pandemic was tough, still tough. That's my observation, that they slowed down because of the pandemic, and still they were getting, you know, financial assistance, which was good. But, you know, the unemployment rate is slow right now. It's very slow. So, you know, low. So that tells you that, you know, there's no, you know, a lot of people being employed. So, you know, I believe, I'm not sure what is the percentage right now, if it is 4% or under 5%, I believe in Maryland, or, you know, so I believe, you know, result from the pandemic, result from getting, you know, some financial assistance during the pandemic, that had created people to slow down. And also, I guess they're unemployed as well, based on those results from the, you know, employment rate.
Thank you. And I'm glancing your way, Yolanda, even though, you know, I'm looking at your square with your, you know, with your survey, and it's that time. So I don't know if that was a perfect segue or the plug, but that's what I'm thinking back to that presentation and the fact that you're collecting that information again now.
Sure. Thank you, Cynthia. So we have just gone past it. I'm sure at least 80% of you all have heard of the annual Military Family Lifestyle Survey. It began on May 23rd and it ended on Sunday, July 10th. So 3 takeaways from the 2021 survey. I can't wait to see what happens now in March when we get the results. Time away was number 1, whether it was deployment, geo-batching, et cetera. The second one was financial readiness, and it goes back into that whole underemployed, unemployed, those sorts of things. Now, what I'm hearing from spouses is that they are not employed because of childcare issues, that sort of thing. But what I'm hearing from veterans is they are not employed, to your point, Jorge, about, being off. But a lot of people, their priorities have changed in as much as I'm going to hang out and watch my grandchildren, or I have to support, or I have to do other things, and I can't work a traditional role, that sort of thing. The third takeaway, and thank you again, Cynthia, for teeing it up, was mental health. So mental health challenges also are precluding people from going out, but the statistic that came out was mental health among adolescents. So Mallory, this Cohen Clinic, Mallory's gone. The Cohen Clinic has been instrumental as a referral partner. Whenever we have a need, we will refer people on. So I know I want to see 10 years from now, if I had a crystal ball, to see the impact of the pandemic on all aspects of life, and what that means. And so I am going to tell you all a personal, I am in lovely Virginia Beach with my mother, and in 17 minutes, I will be leaving because we are going to go and have lunch. So my priorities have shifted, right? So it's a thing. So thank you.
Yes, work-life balance, very important. Scott.
Yeah, just to piggyback off one thing that Simon had asked about a veteran offenders. One of the things Cruz was working on with Liz about doing a small workshop for just employers that are offender friendly. He can probably talk about that, but we're going to be doing that pretty soon. And then we also have a few job fairs that Cruz and I are working on at some of the VFWs and American Legions has opened up their sites as well. So, and then Simon, just to let you know, some of the main places that we send people, because I'm right in between Perry Point, APG, and then the detention center. So I sort of get that mix of veterans that have some kind of criminal activities are former offenders. And it seems like a lot of the construction companies, they hire a lot of the ex-offenders because manual labor doing out there, they don't have to have a lot of supervision. And we have a huge facility, as you guys probably heard of, Great Wolf Lodge is being built out here by Turner Construction. Nice. They've been hiring a lot of our veterans, sometimes $20, $30 an hour. So that's a real good location. When they had the power plant being built out past Conowingo and Cecil County, they hired a lot of our veterans as well. So there's some companies, some of the smaller companies that don't always require a social security number, don't always require, but we had one of our business service representatives talking to one of the construction companies, and he pointed out to the 200 people working out in his workforce. He said, if I didn't hire ex-offenders, I wouldn't have 80% of these people working out here. So there's a lot of companies that do that, but a lot of times they don't like us to keep a sheet or distribute it out to the libraries, other places, that they're employers that are offender friendly, because that gets in the wrong hands, and they, there's an uproar for that because it's not politically correct. But there are some employers out there. Once we do that, we try to pile them together and then try to send our veterans out. So that's something we can share amongst each other. And I think with that new workshop that we're doing, our job fair internally, Cruz is working on, that we can do that. So we'll get that out to Dr. X and he can send it out to you guys as well.
Powerful.
So Steve, I just had a quick question for you. Do you do anything in the Harford County Detention Center?
I do personally, because I'm in the ministry as well. So I speak of life classes at the Harford County Detention Center. Okay. Right before COVID area, I had a contact at the chaplain program that they were changing over. So I do have a few leads for that as well. So reach out to me.
And do you know Miss Agna that works up there?
That name does sound familiar. I think it's in my Rolodex.
So she's the programs or community services coordinator up there. And so
Okay.
oftentimes she's the one that prepares them to get released. And so it's about housing and jobs and all that kind of stuff. So I think you'd be great for her
Right.
to have in her Rolodex, so she can get people prepared with jobs as they get ready to get released.
Yeah, Mr. Simon, yeah. I'm sorry again to interrupt. I used to work when I was in Baltimore County. I used to go inside the fence at the Baltimore County Detention Center every week or every other week with a federal representative. And we used to talk to the veteran, the inmate inside. So I had a pass, I had the clearance to go in. And once they were released, they will come to the office and we'll, continue the process. But that was my experience, back then. Now in a different situation. But yes, I had the experience doing that. It was great. And, and thank you for that. I should connect with them as well to see what we could do to visit the facility.
Thank you. And I will reach out to you, Jorge, with, we'll talk about this like offline, but I'd like to connect you with, I have a pretty good relationship with her. So I'd like to connect you with her for that purpose.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Wow. That's awesome. I love it. Anyone else?
I was just going to mention real quickly, I'm not sure if I said it earlier, but we have OJT dollars too, for those who want to get the experience of working in a specific area. Our business service department gets very involved in that. They work with the employer. We fund through their grants, the training, and they're on the job, they're training, and we're paying that through the OJT dollars. So it's a great way for someone to get started. But I know Jorge knows of this very well as well. But we are able to offer that type of training, and then it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
Right. I want to mention real quick the apprentice program with the state. We got an apprentice program. I got a great representative in every county. So that's another tool that they must consider. It's a free, you get paid as you train, as simple as that. It's a great program, again, apprentice program. You could do a short-term, career out of that. But again, at the end of the day, it's a wonderful program.
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right. So I posted it a little bit earlier, but the question is, what is your gift to the group today? What is your ask of the group? A lot of opportunities I've been hearing about, but there may be some things that like you need and that you want to ask of this group, whether it's services or people or contacts, or just feel free to put it out there. Gift or your ask, or your ask. Anyone?
For me, I think the realization of when I'm going to APG or talking to even the customers that come in, they didn't know that we existed. They didn't know of the types of services that are available. And that's still, kind of hard to believe that, we're all out there trying to get the word out, but there's so many people, it seems like there's still a disconnect. And I'm not sure how we can keep getting it in the face of everybody that's in need of these services, because they walk away and they're like, I would have done this sooner if I even knew that this existed. So that's kind of, just making sure that everybody's aware of, promoting everybody's services.
I want to mention that I want to give my experience. I want to give my motto, which is, veteran service veteran. That's why in my mission to serve veterans, their dependent caregiver, to ensure that, we accomplish the mission, meaning that they reach their goal, their training, or their referral to any other opportunity. So that's important. What do I ask from you guys? I ask you to, network with me, support our veteran program through the state, and I will do so as well. And I'm so happy to, network with you guys and meet you right here virtually. And it's a wonderful, working as a team is wonderful. We will make it happen, like we say in the military. We will make that happen. So thank you again for all that support. In addition, I want to mention through the Maryland Veteran Program, we have what is called a kiosk. Meaning if a veteran come to our office and we don't have any veteran representative, or they could do it from home, they could go live and talk to a veteran representative from Monday through Friday from 10 to 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 10 o'clock in the morning to 3 p.m. So just to let you know that we got the tool, wherever you are at home sitting at your computer, say, let me ask some questions to a veteran representative. You could come to that kiosk online and, you know, and talk to one of our representatives and address all the questions that you have. So that's available. And it's posted on our Maryland Workforce Exchange system as well, and also the Maryland Department of Labor site.
Thanks, Jorge. Appreciate that. And for those of you all that are wondering, oh man, this is a lot of great information in the chat, good contacts, good resources. I will be pulling everything together, and my intention is to get that to you tomorrow. The recording, the chat, and all that. So don't worry. We have about 8 more minutes. Anyone else?
Dr. X, I just, from the Veterans Commission, since we're an executive commission where we work directly with the county executive and the county council, my ask and gift are basically the same. If we can get, when you have an event, when you have these types of things come up from these different organizations, please send them to us, look at our website, get them to us. We'll put it on Facebook. We'll put it on the website. We'll put this out across the county and with the VA and with the Maryland State VA. We're connected with all of those. We've done a lot to break down those silos, because many times, as we've found, as you've talked about here, you get a veteran who maybe not be eligible for VA benefits, maybe not eligible for whichever one of those silos that we try to put somebody in, and they don't know about things. We talked about the Susquehanna workforce. We get people call all the time saying, I just came into the area. I'm from Idaho. I need a job. I'm a veteran. Can you help me? What can I do? So when we have all these things in this Rolodex that you kind of talking about here, that's fantastic, because then we can put somebody in. You know, I've talked with Jorge, sent things, you know, that way, and we've gone, you know, signed with Susquehanna Workforce, but there's through then with Susquehanna Workforce, some other things like that. So when you have those, just, you know, we'll just keep putting them out there on our pages, because we do get a lot of requests that come in through the county executive and through the county council. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that, Bob. Cynthia.
Yeah, Bob, and if it's easier, sometimes rather than waiting and sending another email, just tag you on Facebook, and I hope somebody sees it, somebody will reshare it, but usually that's the quickest way. Just go, someone's going to see this one way or the other.
And that's a good point too, because now we've got the APG PAO comes to our meeting, so everything it's tagged and it's going. So really that network, that really good point there, Cynthia. It's kind of going out to different places. So that's great. Yeah.
It's one of those, you might get it 4 or 5 times, but it's better than not getting it at all. So X, I know we should have the recording, but when the Baltimore City, Baltimore County Veterans Collaborative did a 2-part session on employment, kind of some deeper dives across different industries and sectors. And if we can get that recording out to folks too, that might be helpful. And then I know the one we have coming up for Baltimore City, Baltimore County is this month on the 27th on veterans benefits. And we're going to have the federal VA, MDVA, and then also the Vet Center coming in to talk about those benefits. So good refresher for your folks. If nothing else, good contacts for your folks. Come one, come all, whoever needs it, come get the info.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
I just wanted to share, since today's topic was employment, our clinic, the Cohen Clinic, we are hiring 3 mental health professionals. If anybody knows anybody seeking to be a provider, they do have to be license eligible in our catchment area. So Maryland, DC, Virginia, West Virginia. But we do have those 3 positions, and we prefer to hire those that are in the military veteran family. So anybody in that employment field, there's a lot of you here. If you have any questions about those positions, please let me know, but I would love help trying to fill those positions. We're trying to help a lot of people out here with mental health. Our goal is to remove barriers to care. So don't ever hesitate about sending somebody to us, even if finance is a concern. We will never let finance be a concern. I can't say we're free, but we will never let finance be a concern. I promise you. Our goal is to make sure mental health is accessible for anybody who has ever served, regardless of discharge, time in service, and family as defined. So that is so broad, dating partners, couples, that whole family umbrella. And so I just want to make sure people are aware that we're here and ready to help however we can. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, Mallory, can you share the flyer?
I don't have an employment flyer, but if you send me an email, I'll get you information and I'll send any flyer you need about our services. Absolutely.
Are they posted on your site? The opening?
The openings, I believe it's on our Easter Seal site.
Oh, okay.
So I did put a link tree to our Easter Seal site. So
Okay.
I'll repost that information for everyone.
Thank you.
And Mallory, if you want us to post those jobs for you as well and keep the flyers in our resource room, we could do that. I can send your contact information to our business service department and she would be able to get that information out to everybody.
Yeah, any help. We would love to get those 3 positions filled.
Yeah.
I would post it on LinkedIn as well.
Did you share your information, contact information, Mallory, in the chat? Okay, I'll see if I can get it. And I'll forward the Terry Kearney your information.
Awesome. Anyone else? This is great.
Real quick, just to kind of recap, we were told the other day we are approved for another grant. So there is really no time like the present. If you know anybody that wants training, there's no denial of any funding at this time. We have plenty of funds available for all kinds of training. It doesn't even have to stay on our ETPL list, the eligible training provider list. We're able to look outside because the grants are not just under WIOA, Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. We have other grants such as ARPA, Project Forward, all different types of ways to be determined eligible for funding. And there is no turning anybody away. So great time to spread that word. If you know anybody that wants training, skilling up to get a better career, this is the time to do it.
Great. All right, we have about 2 more minutes. One more question, comment, remark. Any saved rounds? That's for you Army people out there.
I think Scott said that you were going to go ahead and post the next job fair, the annual one, which is really big. I think I talked to Terry the other day and we have like 70 companies coming possibly registered for that. So it's going to be a big one. It's our annual job fair at the Ripken Stadium. So that's one that would be really important to get that word out. Scott, did you say you were sending it? Because if not, I can.
Yeah, I send it to Dr. X. And then the other thing I'll send to you, and then you can send it to the group, Dr. X, is the employers that are going to be there. Because I always counsel my veterans before they go to this job fair to look ahead before you go to a job fair, see the companies that they're looking at, see the jobs they're offering, apply. So then when you go in to meet the people, you go right to their table. So you're fresh. Rather than just circling around, you go to those 5 or 6 tables, have a focused resume or direct resume for that table rather than a general resume. So those are some of the things that we help and that we teach our veterans. But I think knowing what, not this is a big job fair, but knowing which company is going to be there, what are they asking for, go ahead of time. But I think a lot of times great for the job fair is for them to get the nature and the makeup of the company and see if it's a place that you want to work for as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the time is now 2:00 p.m. I will stay on just in case someone wants to talk or have anything else they want to chat about. But at this time, I wanted to say thank you for carving out time in your schedule and make it a great day. Take care out here.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Hey, Dr. X, thank you so much for the invitation. It was a wonderful section here, a great support, a lot of good, services that, is available. Looking forward for the support as well for, giving my support to them as well. So we're available, in summary 101. Our mission is, again, at the American Justice Center, Department of Labor is, provide services to the veteran, the spouses, caregiver, those who have a significant barrier to employment, i.e., low-income individual, disabled veteran, service-connected veteran, returning citizen, Vietnam era, 18 to 24 years old individual, and so on. So that's what we do, taking care of the veterans, by all the means we have. And in addition, we have training fund that we used to provide, to them for whatever schooling. We have a lot of success story. Mr. Scott got a lot of success story as well, and sending people to, veteran for training. So that's what we do, taking care of veterans. Is great. Use my connection, use our services as well, part of your program. I will keep you informed every event that is coming through, so you could be aware of that. My information, whenever I have an activity, I post it on the page, Bel Air page. I posted in there as well. So the activity for Thursday is on the page, it's on LinkedIn and all that. So it's again, I use all the means available to ensure that we are everybody's listening to us and all that. And going back to Simon on the question about the returning citizen, that's one of the things that I talk to employer, Mr. Simon. I talk to about the returning citizen, what is available to those employers who, how they can be hired, because that's a particular population that have a lot of challenges. As the other lady mentioned, that there's the federal bond and insurance. In addition, there is tax service credit to the employer who hired those individuals. So there's a lot of good incentive for the employer to hire those individuals. Of course, sometimes it's case by case, depending on what is the background, all that. We also train the veteran what to say or not to say when they go to an interview, and they are coming from that particular population. Remember, you could hire everything, but I am, as an employer, I'm going to employ you that you got you have a record on the bag, and you don't tell me. I'm going to find out. It's easy for me to find out where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. So what we recommend in my classes that I have taken, and with the with the reentry classes that I have taken, is you just go straight to the point. Before I begin, I want to mention that 5 years ago I committed a felony misdemeanor. For that, I spent 3 years in jail. While I'm incarcerated, I learned how to do bookkeeping. I learned how to work on machine and all that, and that's it. Now the employee know that you told him the truth, or you told her the truth, because I could like you say, wow, you got a lot of skill. Let me bring you on board. But guess what? I'm going to do a background check. Yep. And then if I found the background, you're going to tell me, hey, you lied to me. I gave you the opportunity to express yourself. And that's going to stay confidential. The employee's not going to get into, we're not interviewing that individual. He's not going to mess or make fun of you. Hey, how was it? No. Straight professional, what do you do while you was incarcerated and all that. And now, we encourage, when I used to visit the inside the fence, I used to tell them, come on down, we're going to get you trained. We're going to give you training first. You want to be into, you are an excellent driver, you want to be a driver class A, let's take you to that training. Then we're going to get you into that bonding insurance, which is it's an insurance for the employee, not for the job seeker, just for the employer. If there's a can of Coke and I steal it and that Coke cost me $5,000, then he's going to be compensated, the employee, for that. That's as simple as that. So it's usually free for the first 6 months to the employer. After that, if they want to keep it, they buy the insurance. It could run to a year free and with no cost to the employee. So that's a tool, again, to assist that particular population, when we're dealing with that particular, again, reentry coming from returning citizen. So we got a lot of tools around and all that.
Yeah, well, thank you. Now
I can give you more detail on that.
Yeah, we're just down the street from each other, but I know you're working from home. I'll definitely reach out to you on that. And because, like I said, I think that getting you connected with the person up in Harford County, the detention center, would really be helpful. So she can refer people to you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's we serve, and that's part of the population that we serve. Reentry, returning citizens, that's part of the population. And as I mentioned before, 18 to 24, Vietnam era, service-connected disabled veteran, and low income and all that. That's the part that we. Well, Mr. Scotty, that's his lane. He's the front line. I got it easy. He's the one who case manages those individuals, make it happen. Then at the end, I get the a qualified resume to move forward.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. X.
Thank you. Hey, this was a great call, powerful call. So yeah, I appreciate your time and your professionalism, and looking forward to getting to know you all even
absolutely
even more. Take care.
Thank you.
Anytime, any activity, whenever you want to step to the office, when we open up, you're welcome to stop by and say hello and all that.
Yeah.
We are, again, I cover Aberdeen with Mr. Scott there. I go and give the top briefing and all that. Training those individuals who are about to retire, what is out there from the Maryland Workforce Exchange and other services in other states. So
fantastic.
thank
All
you,
right.
Dr. Rick.
Thank
Thank you
you
for the invitation, and you have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
All right.